Hi guys, welcome back to CJ's Keto Kitchen. Tonight we are going to be making something sweet for your sweetheart in anticipation of Valentine's Day. So come along with me and let's get started. So tonight I'm going to be making a Keto Sweetheart Strawberry Pie. So this is going to be a very attractive but easy dish, and it's going to have a little bit of fruit in it, but not a whole lot. And it'll be very easy to prepare so that you can spend all of your time with your loved one instead of slaving away in the kitchen. So come along and let's get started. Alright, so to start our strawberry cream pie, we are going to be making our traditional shortbread crust, my favorite. And we need 1.5 cups of blanched almond flour. And I'm going to put about 2 tablespoons of sweetener in here. This is monk fruit erythritol. And then I need about 6 tablespoons of melted butter. And I'm just going to stir that all together, and it will start to pull away and form our crust. And then we are going to be pressing this into the bottom of our springform pan. You can of course use a pie pan or a cake pan, whatever kind of pan that you would like. I'm just going to be using a springform because I think that it's very attractive when you're able to take off the rim and then you can see the thickness of the pie. So I am using an 8-inch springform pan. You can see that our crust has stuck together, pulled together, which is what we want. And I have taken my 8-inch. You could of course use a 7 or a 6, depending on how thick you want the profile of your pie to be. But I have an 8, and I have greased a piece of parchment paper and put it at the bottom of my springform pan. So I'm just going to take our crust, and I'm going to put it in the bottom of the pan. Just dump it in there because I'm going to be working it with my hands. Try and get all of it out of the bowl and off of your spatula. I have preheated my oven to 350 degrees because we're going to be baking this for about 8 to 10 minutes until it's just kind of set and golden. I'm going to take off my bracelet so I don't drive everybody crazy racking it around while I'm pushing this in. So just take your shortbread crust and work it around as evenly as you can in the bottom of your springform pan, just like you were making a cheesecake or some other pie that has a shortbread crust. Trying to get it even because then of course it will golden up more evenly. And when you take off the ring for presentation, it'll be nice and evenly attractive here in the bottom. So just work that around. And this is the only part of the pie that is going to be baked. For the most part, this is a no-bake. We are going to heat up the strawberries, but other than that, this is the only baking step for this particular pie, which is quite nice. Easy is always good. Okay, so we have it nice evenly packed in the bottom of our springform pan, and we are going to put this in the oven for about 8 to 10 minutes. Keep an eye on it because you don't want it to get too brown. So in we go. And I'm going to set my timer for 8 minutes. Okay, I had our crust in there for 8 minutes, and you can see it's nice and brown just on the edges, and that's perfect. That's just what we want. So we're gonna let this cool because the rest of our strawberry pie is going to be a cream pie, and it's going to be a chilled filling. So we want to make sure that this is nicely cool before we begin our other steps. So to begin our actual pie filling, we need to start with a medium-sized saucepan, and mine is 8.5 quarts here. And we need 1.5 cups of pureed strawberries. You can use frozen, you can use fresh, but if you get a frozen product that's already pureed at the grocery store, just watch to make sure that it doesn't have sugar in it. These are just plain strawberries. And I'm just going to put those in the pan and use my spatula to get all of it out. And to our strawberry puree, we are going to add 2.5 teaspoons of unflavored gelatin. And you can now buy unflavored gelatin in a grocery store brand, because a lot of times if you buy like the Knox, it's quite expensive, but this was very reasonably priced. And it is basically 1 packet of unflavored gelatin, or 2.5 teaspoons. And you want to add this in and whisk it before turning on the heat. And then after we have whisked this in, we are going to turn our heat to medium, and we want it to just simmer. And we're going to bring this to a simmer and let it cook for just a couple of minutes, and then we're going to let it cool before we add it to our whipped cream mixture, which we're going to be doing next. So in a medium-sized bowl, we need 1 cup of heavy whipping cream, and I'm going to just start whipping that with my hand mixer. Now I want to add 1/2 cup of artificial sweetener, whatever kind you like. I'm using powdered erythritol. Okay, you can see that our whipped cream has stiffened up, and I'm just going to set that aside. Just monitor our strawberry puree here. Powdered sweetener made quite a mess. It's already snowing and the storm hasn't even started.
What?
A watched pot never cooks. Isn't that what they say?
Yeah, I've heard that before.
It's starting to simmer now. And you want to let it simmer for about 3 minutes. Okay. It's cooked for about 3 minutes. And now I am just going to set it aside and let it cool for about 20 minutes before we add it to our whipped cream. So I'm going to slowly start adding our cooled strawberry puree into our whipped cream. Okay, now I'm going to pour it into our crust. And we are going to let this chill for at least 3 hours or overnight. And you can see it's a very beautiful pink color. So I'm going to cover this and let it chill for at least 3 hours, but I'm going to chill mine overnight. So I unsprung my strawberry pie, and I carefully took a knife underneath the springform pan, because remember we put parchment paper down. And I have slid it onto a plate. As you can see, it's not perfectly beautiful. So now I am taking fresh strawberries that I have cut up, and I am going to be putting them along the edge to make it decorative. And you can do this however you'd like, or you can completely skip this if you ended up doing your pie in a pie pan and you're just going to serve it directly from the pie pan. But if you would like to make it a little bit fancier, since this is a Valentine's Day pie, then you absolutely can do this. And then I'm also going to decorate the top a little bit. So there's the sides done. And I'm also going to attempt to create a heart design on the top with my cut up strawberries. If I cannot drop them. Art was never my specialty, just saying. But it looks pretty good. Now I have some sugar-free whipped cream in a can, and I'm just going to decorate a little bit with some whipped cream. I'm going to go in between the strawberries with a bit of whipped cream. Try to. There we go. There is our Sweetheart Strawberry Cream Pie. And I'm going to cut into this and let CJ have a taste. Hi CJ.
Hi.
It's nice and bright outside with our huge snow accumulation.
Yep, we got a lot for us.
So you are going to be eating Sweetheart Strawberry Pie.
Wow, that's a lot of words.
Yes, it is. It's a lot of pie.
Yes, it is. Alright, let's see it. It's really good. So I thought this was, because we used a springform pan, I had the impression it was a cheesecake. Duh, I guess you don't have to use, you don't have to only use a springform pan for a cheesecake.
You can actually, I think you could probably even do quiche in a springform.
So it's actually really light and airy because it doesn't have any cream cheese in it at all. So it's good. I like it. It actually tastes better as it's been sitting. It actually tastes better.
It's very strongly strawberry, in my opinion.
Yeah. Which I think was what you were trying to go for.
That's right. With all those fresh strawberries.
So, thank you for making it. Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us again tonight, you guys. We hope that you enjoy the pie and that you have a very nice Valentine's Day with your loved ones. Please consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell because we'd like you to be a part of our ketogenic family. We do new recipes every Sunday, and on Wednesdays we have keto conversations, and that's where we get together and we talk about ketogenic topics. So please hit the notification bell so that you know when we do those things and you won't miss out. We are also on social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, all of those, and that's CJ's Keto Kitchen. And also, if you would like any macros, the full recipes, nutritional information, everything that you need, that can always be found on our blog, and that's CJSKETOKITCHEN.com. So happy Valentine's Day, because all of you are our sweethearts, and we'll see you next time on CJ's Keto Kitchen.